thought our energy level was much greater in the second half, but I think that was obvious. But I'd also be remiss if I didn't. I thought Danny's kids came out and played their tails off. I thought they played with a ton of confidence. I think he had those guys ready to play, and they changed defenses on us. They went from zone to man, and I think once a couple guys hit a few shots, they started to get a lot of confidence, and we didn't do much to disrupt that. And I give them a lot of credit. Sometimes you just want to come up here and talk about your own team, but I thought his guys were really ready to play, and presented some challenges by changing defenses on the other end of the floor. But we certainly responded after halftime. I thought the first 7-8 minutes of the second half we were a completely different team, and frustrating. But we got to figure that out. Same thing with the turnovers. We go 9 in the first half and 2 in the second half. So your guess is as good as mine, and better rectify it quick or somebody bite us in the ass.
Chris, two-part question. First, to what do you attribute the change in energy? Was it a coaching message or was it player-driven? And secondly, it's frustrating to you as a coach. Do you think the players are feeling the same thing?
I think a few of them were, and they voiced that concern at halftime. I think the message was simple. We have to do what we've talked about doing in the first half at a better rate. I mean, we didn't redesign a defense in the second half. We didn't redesign what we were doing offensively. Maybe we gave them a little bit more clarity. That despite whether they're in zone or man, we're going to run the same thing, and we're going to look to move the ball and move ourselves on the offensive end. But defensively, I mean, we didn't adjust. We just did what we were doing a hell of a lot better. I thought their looks were a little bit more rushed. I thought our guys had a sense of urgency that we should have had in the first half. And again, if I had the answer, then we probably would have come out and played that way in the very beginning. But still learning about our team, and I think Wake Forest is very talented. I know they're at the bottom of the standings, but I think they've got some talent on their team, and they're finally a little bit healthy. So I give the opponent a lot of credit as well. They came out, like I said, and were very, very confident in what they were doing. They hit a couple of shots, and their confidence grew. But we have to be much more electric to start the game.
You all made half your threes. Is this one of the best shooting teams you've ever coached?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, we've got two of the best shooters I've ever coached in Ryan and Jordan. They stretch the floor, and we have big guys like Malik and Steve that have great touch, both from the foul line and from the three-point line. But again, our emphasis isn't to just go out there and shoot threes. We have to earn those. We have to get to the free throw line, which we did. We have to get in the lane, which I thought we did, especially in the second half.
Dwayne was pretty pivotal in that big run to start the second half. Kind of got off to a slow start of the game. Just what difference did he make late?
It made a big difference. I mean, I could probably go down the line, Lucas, and say this guy played, really well, played with a lot of energy in the second half. But, my mind's sort of focused right now on the first half, so it's really hard to talk about all the good things when we have to shore up that stuff from the very beginning. But Dwayne, he does what he does, and that is he plays harder than his opponent generally. He gets to the foul line, got us off to a great start in the second half. I think they had 5 team fouls within the first 2.5, 3 minutes of the game. That means the game's going to last longer, which is a good thing for our team. And I think we have a deeper team than Wake, and the longer the game goes, the better it is for Louisville.
The league seemed to have an impact late, but you seem to struggle a little bit, especially defensively and with rebounds in the first half. Is he playing at 100%, or is it just something that the whole team was going through in the first half?
I mean, if he's playing less than 100%, he hasn't told me that. Everybody's going to have bumps and bruises throughout their season, and Malik's never a guy that makes excuses. So maybe he's sore. I don't know, but I thought our ball screen defense was average at best, and it's been really good all year. But not tonight. Give Wake Forest a lot of credit for that. And then, him not rebounding the ball a lot of times because we're dealing with the guard who's got the ball in the lane and we're trying to help, and shot goes up. And we don't have the guys in the right position to block out because they're helping other guards. So, it's all chain reaction stuff, really high level. Kidding.
Probably along the lines of the Dwayne question, but Fresh in the second half really seemed to set a positive tone, getting in the lane, doing a lot the whole half. Really.
Yeah, I mean, we've come to count. He is arguably our best defender at that position, and so you feel like you need him on the floor. David was turning the ball over at a high rate tonight, and David's going to have those moments where he's a freshman. I know he's spectacular and he can do some things that nobody else on the roster can do, but he's also got to learn and can't put his team at the point guard position in tough situations. But having said that, I thought Fresh was great and hit some timely threes. Got to do a better job at the foul line, got the ball in his hands a lot. He created some looks for his teammates, and I thought he did the job defensively that we've really seen him do all year.
Josh was out tonight. Is he okay?
Yeah, he's probably going to be a little freak injury, twisted his ankle where the wood ends on the side of the floor in practice yesterday. So it swelled up a little bit. There's no broken bones or anything like that. It's just a matter of dealing with a swollen ankle, and hopefully we get him back in a week or so.
You mentioned crediting Wake for some big shots they made early. It did seem like a lot of their three-pointers, you were able to get out there and contest them and have hands in their face. Was it just a case of them making tough shots, or was there something else you can see?
I mean, I thought that their threes came off triple threat, and when that happens, a few of them, the few that we shouldn't allow. A few of them were good offense, drive, defense helps in, kick it out. You created a shot for your teammate, but when a player on offense has the ball and the defender's matched up and squared up with him, and he can just sort of jab and look at him and shoot the ball, I just don't think that's good defense. And we gave up 3 of those, and then we gave up even more of that when you count the ones 15 to 17 feet in the first half. And I thought our defensive energy on the ball, we put them on their heels in the second half. Nobody shot a triple threat 3 in the second half. And that right there just tells me it's a lot of energy that we had in the second half that we didn't have in the first half. Got to figure it out.
You mentioned that some of the players were pretty vocal at halftime. You single anybody out as who takes charge when things aren't going well, and maybe anything that was said? Well,
I wasn't in the locker room. I'm down in the coach's office huddling with our assistants, and we generally leave the locker room door open, and so I could hear guys sort of barking. I'd be lying if I knew who it was at halftime. It's generally Malik and Ryan, but there's other guys that'll step out fresh. But Malik's been that way all year, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was him.
Anything else for Coach? Great, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Back with Dwayne and Fresh shortly.